Hi, my name is Shelby Brannan, and I am thrilled to be tonight's ArTalk facilitator. We are here at Summerfest 24, the third week. I'm here with Jay and Ashley, company members of AIM Dance. And I'm so excited to be here with you this afternoon. I'm so excited to ask you questions about what your experience has been like and what your background is as well. Can you both tell me how long you've been with AIM Dance?
Yes. So this is my second year doing AIM Dance. My first year as a company member though.
Oh, and what was last year? What was the
Last year I was just a guest
okay?
artist. Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
Last year, I actually attended the festival as a participant, so I signed up for it because I was looking at coming to Lamar
Okay.
University, and so I was like, well, let's check it out since it's hosted there. And then I actually got to do it my solo as well during the festival, so that was
Okay.
pretty cool. And then this year, I'm obviously a company member, but also throughout the year, I've been able to work as the administrative assistant, so
Okay.
kind of got to see a lot of everything of how this goes.
I love it. And when you first encountered AIM Dance, what struck you about what AIM Dance does?
Uh, I think, well, obviously dance because I love dance, and and just seeing other opportunities that are offered because I feel like not a lot of opportunities are offered here. I mean, I got to experience things with Dance Force Houston and things like that, and kind of seeing other things that are offered around because I am from the Houston area, but I knew I wanted to come to school over here, so I was like, okay, well, what else is over here? And that was one of the things that, for my age, that provided opportunities to move forward with my career because I do
Okay.
eventually want to be part of a dance company once I leave
Okay.
Lamar.
Okay. And what has this experience given you to prepare for that?
I think getting me mentally prepared and ready for full days of dance. Like this is crazy. Like rehearsal all day and like rehearsal all day and rehearsal all day. And then
Yeah.
also like going home and also having to work on the administrative side as well.
Mhm.
So it's like but
Mhm.
it's been great. I enjoy it. It's like I'm like this is what I want to do with my life. So I'm glad I'm putting myself in this position because it's giving me that experience to be ready for anything almost.
I love that. Ashley, what about you? What when you encountered AIM Dance as a guest artist, what struck you about what they do?
I think for me it was the community. I think in the dance world it's very like what's the word? Everybody like it's not as easy. Everybody is so competitive. So when you come here, it's just everybody feels like family. It feels like home, and it feels like you can express yourself like to the full capabilities that you can do. So I would I would say the community for sure.
Okay. And how is AIM Dance helping prepare you for your future?
I think um think I think that it's helping me to like get like work with other people because I'm always so used to working with the same people, and then being at Lamar for 4 years,
Mhm.
I've worked with the same people.
Yeah.
So having the opportunity to work with different people and learn how different people like approach their process
Mhm.
is really what's helping me for the future. Because of course I also want to join a company once I leave Beaumont, and yeah, it's just opened my eyes to many more processes and also things that can help my process too, because that is something that I'm trying to develop as a dancer and choreographer. So yeah.
And you hit on dance being collaborative. You work with a lot of people, you work with different choreographers, and I know that Summerfest in particular, they bring in emerging choreographers. You work with different people. What has the collaboration been like for you during Summerfest? What have you learned through that collaboration?
Yeah, I think I've learned like I would just say of course like a lot of partnering, a lot of I feel like I can say that just one genre is like it has so much to offer, and I can say that because we've been doing a lot of modern this past 3 weeks. So, but like everybody modern class is so different, and everybody approaches so differently. So I would say like it's very expansive. It's not just one. Okay, this is modern. This is like the basic. Like yes, we all have the basics. We all have the technique. We have everything. But like learning how people approach like their modern class and what they get from modern, what else can I get, because each day I got something new from each class.
Mhm.
So I was very appreciative of that.
I love it. Jay, what about you? What have you taken away from the collaborative aspects of Summerfest?
Yeah, I think it's been pretty interesting because it's like you can think of one way of like a process, especially because I've been teaching for a long time, since like 2015. So it's kind of like almost in a way I've kind of in a way gathered my own process,
Mhm.
but I'm still actively learning and growing and trying to modify mine. And so seeing the different guest artists come in and like this person is ready and this person is like, okay, I don't really know what I'm doing yet, or I have a concept, I have an idea, I have some things I want to experiment with. Like there's not really a right or wrong way to do it. Like it's just do it. So it's kind of like crazy to think about that, but just I guess being more open-minded with collaborative processes and just being open-minded to whenever you're going into the choreographic process, to just be open-minded and ready to take on anything and just know to really just trust the process at the same time.
Okay. Trust the process. I think that's a good lesson for life, isn't
Yes,
it?
yeah.
So tell me, how did you come to dance? How did you start dancing?
I've always liked dancing, but whenever I was younger, I want to say two things clicked. It was when High School Musical came out and watching America's Best Dance Crew on TV, and I was like, this is something I want to do more. And
Okay.
then I eventually, there's a whole other story getting into dance, but those were the two that were like, okay, I need to figure
Those are the things that the millennials will absolutely understand.
it out.
Ashley, what about you? How did you come to dance?
I would say also when I was younger, I used to watch like World of Dance, and I used to watch like America's Got Talent, and like of course when you watch America's Got Talent, it's multiple things, but like the dance, it's like singing, acting, like all the things, but like the dance is really what took me away, and I was stuck to the TV the whole time. So I feel like of course watching that, and then I started dancing when I was in high school, and I had a very good mentor slash teacher, and the way she came up, she also started dancing in high school too, and she just inspired me so much. So I feel like that's what really drove my heart to continue to dance.
Oh, I love it. What is something that you want non-dancers to know about your craft?
Ooh, hold on. I need to think about that. Say it again to give me more practice time.
Of course. What is something that you want non-dancers to know about your craft? I have an undergrad in theater and dance as well. You get the question a lot. Why do you do what you do? What would you want them to understand about, be it the drive for it or the craft itself, the processes?
I think just really understanding that there's something out there for everyone that they can have a true passion for. Because this makes me just think of like my brother in the moment. Like he always sees and one of my biggest supporters and supports me in any way that he can. But he's still actively looking for that something that is his. But I think in a way, some people still haven't found their whether it be a passion or hobby or something that they're highly interested in, but knowing that it doesn't have to necessarily be in art form. Like when we think of, things like that, like dance and art and all this, there's other things that people do actively and do on a daily basis, whether that be cooking or that's an art form in
It
itself as
is.
well that we don't really quote
Look at
unquote
this.
look at as art, but there really is in any form in any aspect that things can be art. And I think in a way like finding different concepts within dance. I think that's also with the collaboration process I've seen. Like you can literally create a dance about anything, literally about anything, and just in that same way, anything can be a true art. Anything can be a passion for anyone.
You've inspired me. Next time I'm accounting, I'm telling myself I'm doing an art form. And I think it might help me get through the day. Ashley, do you have anything you'd like to say about something you'd wish non-dancers knew about your art form or what you do
Um,
or why you're passionate?
oh, I can say that. I think I'm passionate because I came from a background where I wasn't fortunate enough to dance when I was younger. So, of course, I said I was dancing since ninth grade. So ever since then, I've been working hard. So basically, self-taught with the help of my directors and coaches. So I think the progress is really what makes me passionate, and seeing how much like how far I've came with dance. I started off like this girl who didn't know nothing. I used to cheer, but like everybody cheered, and I used to do a lot of things where I didn't see much progress. I didn't see like how this was going to benefit me. But the more I started dancing, and then when I got to college as well, because I did start teaching when I got to college, and then I started to inspire the younger kids, and they started to like tell me how much they appreciate me, and I would tell them how much I appreciate them for helping me progress as a teacher and as a dancer. So I would say the progress is what makes me passionate about dance.
Okay. And what do you hope? What's one thing you think the community should know about AIM Dance and what AIM Dance does? If there's one thing that you could tell Southeast Texas, shout it from the rooftops, what would it be?
Just one thing.
It can be a sentence. It can be a paragraph. But what do you think is important for the community to know about what we're doing here?
I think that AIM Dance offers something for everybody. So you don't have to dance for 10 years. You don't have to dance for a year. You could just come here and literally have fun. And it's with open arms. Everybody's appreciated here. Everybody is welcomed here. And it feels like home. Literally, if it's your first day meeting, like anybody from AIM Dance, you'll think that you know them forever. So I think it's very much community based. And we welcome everyone.
Yeah. Jay, what about you?
I would say on the aspect because you're thinking about everybody that are non-dancers as well, which in a way everyone's a dancer, but you just don't know yet. But I would say just that there is like that there's opportunities for everyone. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to come in and walk in and take a dance class. I mean, there are people who have never danced and walk into a dance class and enjoy it, and then they find a new passion and love, or maybe just something to do on the side. But I think offering these art talks, offering the concerts, that's another way for whether it's just even if you're not that into dancing, you just come because you want something to do for the weekend. There's something for you to do. Coming to these art talks, you get to know once you start going to more concerts and maybe you might find some interest. Here's an opportunity for you to understand the art form a little bit more, and maybe you just really enjoy dance, but just enjoy watching it. There's a lot of people who like dance and they enjoy this certain style, but they're like, okay, I don't feel comfortable doing that, so they enjoy watching it. So I think it's a perfect opportunity to also offer it in that aspect as well for the community. They don't necessarily have to be a dancer or want to take a class. They can just come and enjoy watching the art form.
Do you have a most memorable dance memory, good or bad, and why?
I would say for me now, it's with teaching and coming back to school because I did graduate in 2014. I went to took U of H for a little bit, and then I got sick, had to withdraw. I took a 5-year break, and then I'm back in, and I'm going into my senior year at Lamar now. And within this past year, and really just diving back into dance, because whenever I first took that break, I was like, why do I gotta get an education in dance? Like I can just learn and do it myself. Now, being older, and also just like valuing my education more and really seeing the improvement within myself and understanding more about my body and being able to translate that to students, whether it be me subbing at a studio in Houston where it's like teenagers and adults, and then also I'm working at a studio where it's like they're like 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And so being able to talk to them in both aspects and get them to understand more about their bodies, I think just seeing that light bulb click, because for me, like whenever I first started, I just started in high school as well too, and there's things that I wish that I know now that I would have been told earlier on, because I'm like, this could have been easier, like for it to click. So for me, the most valuable thing and like memorable thing is seeing whenever a student actually like understands it and it clicks and it's in a way that they can understand it. Because I think that's the beauty about taking different people's classes as well. Like people can say the same thing over and over and over again, and then there'll be that one moment where it finally clicks. And I think that's another thing that I like to see in classes too, or just in dance.
It's beautiful to be stewarding that next generation, and that's something Amy talked about as well. Is she had people who helped guide her to where she is now, and now in doing that through other people, you're continuing that cycle. Yeah. And what about you, Ashley? What's something memorable? A memorable thing about dance, good or bad? It can be a moment in a piece or a moment in a class.
Okay, so I think it was probably my freshman year of college, and I don't know, I was in a piece, and I've been working on like this leg around situation. Don't know I don't even think it has a name, honestly, but and I could never get it in rehearsal. And like my professor was like trying to tell me, he was like, you just have to do this, and you have to like, you have to reach. And I'm like, well, I can't do it. I just can't do it. And then like the first time we performed it, I hit it, and then like it was like suspended too, and I was like, wow, that felt really good. And then when like the piece was over, I went out to the audience like to watch the rest of the show, and everybody was like, yeah, Ashley, I saw you do that. And I was like, and that really made me happy because I've literally been trying to do that like for the past 3 months, 6. How long do we prepare for a show? And I feel like that was like my very first, especially with that being my first college show. So that made me really happy.
Do you guys have any fun backstage rituals?
Backstage.
Something you do to prepare?
Um,
No Skittles,
Literally.
no Skittles backstage, no only red Skittles. Okay.
Um, I feel like this is like kind of, I don't know, but I always eat like some type of candy. I know everybody's seen. I mean, I eat everything, but I always eat like some like a weird type of candy before I get on the stage. I just feel like candy gives me more energy, and I learned that when I got older, that candy really doesn't give me energy. It takes my energy away. But I don't know. It's something telling me that the candy is telling me that I have energy. So I just eat a random piece of candy.
So you continue the ritual.
Yes.
My last question for the evening: if you could tell yourself as a younger dancer one thing, what would it be?
I, I would say you have time.
That's such a good
That's a good
one. Just, I'm proud of you and where you're at the moment.
Jay, Ashley, this has been lovely. Thank you guys so much for joining me this evening. I've thoroughly enjoyed chatting with you both.
Thank you.